fact, if you read the Bible, the greatest characters of the Bible are some of the worst sinners imaginable. You go look at David. David committed adultery, murdered the man to cover up his sin. Go look at Solomon. Go look at it. Because God is telling you, look, your eyes shouldn't be on them. They're flesh like you, they'll disappoint you. Your eyes be on me, who works through sinners to give you hope, that if this sinner can be forgiven and be used, I can use you too. And secondly, as long as you keep your eye on me, I will exalt you. But if you exalt yourself, I will have to humble you, because I'm not putting you in the business to have people be your followers. The Bible pretty much tells you why he does that. So no man becomes the center of attention, but Christ. The Bible says he takes broken vessels so that people will know the power is not in you, it's from God. Because God does the impossible with individuals that no one would think would be possible that they could be used, so he can get the glory. This is in 1 Corinthians 1, 18 and 31. It says it right there. 1 Corinthians 1, 18 and 31. God wants to show his glory by taking humans who are oppressed, rejected, looked down upon, so that people know that can't be him. There's something in him that's doing it, driving, so he gets the glory.
I'd rather make you uncomfortable on the way to heaven than comfortable on the way to hell, period. Let me keep it 100 with you. Following Christ will make you uncomfortable. You're going to have to confront hard truth, have awkward emotional conversations with your family, risk offending your friends, deny your flesh even when it screams louder than your faith. If anyone will come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross daily and follow me. Luke 9:23. This walk isn't cute, it's coffee. And yes, your flesh is nasty. It craves what kills. It wants what poisons. It's a traitor that lives inside your skin. And if I validate every craving you feel just because it's how you feel, if I pat you on the back while you walk into a trap, if I let your comfort matter more than your soul, then I don't love you. Real love calls stupid stupid. If my child was about to walk off a cliff and I stayed silent to keep the peace, I'm not a good father. I'm a coward. My brother was about to make a decision that would ruin his life, and I didn't say a word because I didn't want to hurt his feelings, then I would have his blood on my hands. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, Proverbs 27:6. Tough love is tough. Sometimes we don't have time to cry it out. We've got to mourn and move on. I'll hug you later. Right now, we're in warfare. Candy-coated Christianity won't survive this culture. We've gotten used to cupcake faith, rainbows, vibes, and live your truth. Meanwhile, around the world, believers are dying for the gospel. And here we are, too scared to tell the truth because it might make someone feel uncomfortable. For what does it profit a man to gain the world and forfeit his soul? Mark 8:36. You think real love is silent? You think compassion means never confronting sin? Nah, that's betrayal wrapped in politeness. I'm not willing to watch you slip into hell because I didn't want to offend you. Jesus is the offense of the world that can't tolerate it. This culture tolerates everything except the truth. You could be anything except bold about Jesus. Why? Because Jesus is exclusive. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me, John 14:6. And because that makes people uncomfortable, Christians get targeted, canceled, and mocked. But I refuse to sugarcoat this gospel to stay popular with a world that's perishing. Cry if you must. Trust him anyway. You're going to go through storms. You're going to cry. You're going to have moments where your prayers feel unanswered. Your soul feels shattered. But in those moments, you still choose him. Those who sow in tears shall reap shouts of joy. Psalms 126:5. He collects every tear in his bottle. Psalm 56:8. Trust him anyway. Declare war on your feelings. Be aligned with this truth. Don't let the enemy turn your mind into his playground. Let me say this loud and clear. The devil is defeated, but you hand him the...
We're in the middle of a war between good and evil, and most people have absolutely no idea. It's like they're completely oblivious to the fact that our technology has been getting better and better and better, yet life has been getting harder and harder and harder for people. Explain that. The only explanation is that there is some kind of dark force controlling everything, and they want suffering, they want control. It explains practically everything we see, from the media lying to us, to the food companies poisoning us, to the medical industrial complex poisoning us. They're poisoning us in the sky. They're poisoning our water. They're poisoning children's minds in school through indoctrination. They're lying to us about basic biology. There's no shortage of lies in this world, and the more you uncover, the harder it is to unsee. And that's why a lot of people do not want to see what's going on, is because they cannot handle how painful and how upsetting and disgraceful and disgusting it is that this is the type of world that we live in. And I almost don't blame them for not wanting to see that. But the thing is the war against good and evil is going to be lost if the powers that be continue this and people don't stand up. The only thing that allows evil to flourish is when good people do nothing. And that is why we all need to stand up and speak out and put an end to this, because order following is the root of all of this, and this is why it continues to happen. And just by saying no, that should hopefully be enough. Hopefully it doesn't resort to further things, but I don't want to live in a prison. I know you don't want to live in a digital prison. I don't want all the stuff I've worked for to be taken away from me. And really, what incentive is there for people to go and work if they can just take it away from you at the drop of a hat for being non-compliant or speaking the truth? Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful life, free from tyranny.
The best knowledge right now what's happening on the planet.
What's happening?
The elite are all about transcendence and living forever and the secrets of the universe, and they want to know all this. Some are good, some are bad, some are a mix. But the good ones don't ever want to organize. The bad ones tend to want to organize because they lust after power. Powerful consciousnesses don't want to dominate other people. They want to empower them, so they don't tend to get together until things are really late in the game. Then they come together. Evil's always defeated because good is so much stronger. And we're on this planet, and Einstein's physics showed it, Max Planck's physics showed it, there's at least 12 dimensions. And now that's why all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is. Now, there's like this sub-transmission zone below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things, is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness to launch into the next levels. And our species is already way up in the fifth, sixth dimension, consciously, our best people. But there's this big war trying to, like, basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will, and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity, with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures, so that they will have current prediction powers, future prediction powers, a true crystal ball. But the big secret is, once you have a crystal ball and know the future, you can add stimuli beforehand and make decisions that control the future. And so then it's the end of consciousness and free will for individuals or TV.
Right.
But this is an interdimensional force that wants to influence us to build something that absorbs us and kills us, rather than the divine free will we're given to build something much better that empowers the species. So the species is now making a decision about its entire future.
Where are you getting this from?
That's what it is.
But where are you getting it from?
I know, from looking at all the data, researching it, studying it, watching the enemy. That's the big decision that humanity has now got before us. You get someplace finally in deep research where it's what every culture already said, what everybody already knew, what they're telling you in movies like Prometheus, what the elite admit the New York Times they believe in, everything there that isn't naturally occurring.
Who is that?
I mean, if you actually read what all the globalists say, they are getting not off-world, but interdimensional communications to then build this system that we see lowers our IQ, makes us live less.
Are the foods modified? Tomato, potato, asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, almost all the basics are purposely. And as you know, they have the Terminator seed now too.
Yes.
Because the farmers can't plant seeds, you can't plant seeds now unless you buy it from the government. They come up one season and they're gone. Which means they're already modified. Watermelons now here with seedless watermelon. I wouldn't even touch a watermelon with no seeds out. But if you breathe, what are you going to breathe? You can't call it air anymore. We breathe something that is overtaxing our body with toxins that we're trying to get through the day on. We have chemical sprays being sprayed over 245 major cities in the United States, and all over our planet now is an electronic metal smog. And I can tell you why that's done too. We have these Gwen towers that they have erected, which are also perpetrating that continuous thing. We have HAARP programs, High Frequency Active Aurora Research Project. We have ELATA over in Russia, Electrified Atmospheric Discharge. We have ISACAT, European Scattered Radar manipulation. All these things are broadcasting billions, I didn't say millions, combined billions of watts of amperage of ionic electrified air particles into the air. We are breathing now titanium, aluminum, barium, non-human T cells, all kind of other things that's being sprayed from ships that aren't supposed to be there. So you have metal particulation in your system. You have electrified air, which is poisonous in your system. And then whatever else that the smokestacks and the exhaust from cars are there too. Unless you can clean that out, your body's not only going to age very quickly, the cells are going to deteriorate, and you're not going to function on the heights you should be. That's why most people are running around I call them comatose, dumbed down, brainwashed, vaccinated, inoculated, and encrypted. Any two of which make you unusable to a society that's trying to develop.
Heard those names before. But encrypted is
chipped. You go to the wrong, didn't say this on TV, let's put it away, wrong lab that's making a prosthetic device, but it be from your teeth or leg, they probably put a chip in, unless you're very careful. The food you eat is probably encrypted. If you have any vaccinated, you are encrypted. If you're in armed services, you're encrypted. They're trying to control a whole populace, and this is the best way to do it. Anytime anybody invades underneath your skin, 9 times out of 10 now you're encrypted. If you're not encrypted, you're probably mind controlled. There's so much going on now that I sound like I am psychotic. I am not. And I'll never say I'm crazy. I'm neurotic. My neurosis grows with the psychotic behavior of people and the apathy of people, the ennui of people who don't seem to understand what's going on. That's frightening to me. Because we're a planet trying to come under control. We're a populace, black and white.
I came from China as an atheist. I believed nothing but science. I was studying the structural eye in med school, and I realized that the human eye is so complicated. Trillions of cells has to line up perfectly for visual signal capturing and interpretation. If any one of those cells gets out of line, the person will be born blind. So I had a big problem, and the atheist me at the time, that how could so many cells form in such a short period of time out of randomness? So I kept on asking a professor, and he said, "Ming, what's a cross street?" I said, that's a car. He said, "What's the difference between a car and a human eye?" As a human eye is a lot more complicated. He said, "Okay, can you imagine how a random piece of metal form itself into a car?" I said, "No way." And he said, "How about human eye?" So right there, he opened a window in my life, making me realize that it was formed with a specific purpose, for vision. So there's a designer, a creator behind that. And I start with my journey believing first there's a creator, there's a God, and later on, more specifically, the God is in the form of Jesus Christ. And Christ has died for our sin so that we could have a chance for eternity.